Hello and welcome you to the channel Coder Square. Today we will be seeing how we can use Python as a calculator. So first of all, you go to your Windows PowerShell. Just by typing here PowerShell, you can go to Windows PowerShell. This PowerShell will now you can able to check like whether Python is installed in your system or not by just running Python and then the double hyphen and then version. So it gives me Python 3.8.8. As we have discussed in the earlier session, we have installed the Python version 3.8.8. So directly we can go to the Python shell using the command Python. So here I am writing the command Python that will take me to the Python interpreter. So as you can see, this Python interpreter is a Conda environment since we have installed it through Anaconda. So and also you can see which version it is, the date and the time, and also it's a package from Anaconda. So here you can just run any commands and see if it is running or not. Suppose if we want to add two numbers, then we can just use 2 plus 3 and then just hit enter, just like we do it in a regular calculator, and the result is displayed here. So this is how we do through the shell. We will today look into how we can do the same through Jupyter Notebook. So we will be using Jupyter Notebook for all of our next session. And if you want to quit this Python shell, just you have to write quit and then followed by opening parenthesis and a closing parenthesis. It will quit you from the Python shell to the Windows terminal. So coming to how to open Jupyter, just you can go to your directory where you want to make your Jupyter Notebook, and you can just open a new PowerShell there. A PowerShell window will open just like here I have opened one, and then you can write Jupyter Notebook, which will launch the browser based IDE. Here as you can see, we have this browser based IDE Jupyter running over here. And if you want to create a new notebook file here, just go to new and then Python 3. Choose the version of this will basically the version of the kernel that we will be using. So here just rename this notebook to the notebook name that you want. Suppose if you want to rename it as calculator, you can just rename it and hit the rename button and it will work. For now, for simplicity, I have already created one notebook for you. I will be sharing this notebook at the end of the session. The details will be given in the description. So this is our topic today, how to use calculator. And for your understanding, just to mention, these are all markdown cells. There are two types. There are actually 4 types of cells mainly that you will use is code and markdown. So code will be used to run Python codes, and markdown will be used for creating document markdowns like HTML or any markup language that you use to style documents. So here I have used markdowns for understanding of what we will be learning today. And if you want a detailed session on markdown, please let us know in the comment section. We will do that also. So coming to addition, how we do addition in Python. We can do addition of two numbers in Python. We can just write two numbers like this, and then hit Control and enter. You can see the output is there displayed in your terminal. So this works more like a Python terminal. So whatever you run here, the output will be generated here. It's an interactive Python. So the kernel version is written over here. Similarly, if we want to do multiplication of 2 digits, then we can just put the digit and then followed by a star, which is this multiplication operator, and then we provide the second number, and we can see the output is presented over here. So if we want to do division, now this division thing is a bit tricky. Suppose if we want to do a division and we want to see like what is 10 divided by 2, then it gives me 5, which is a correct output. But if we want to divide 10 divided by 3, then what should be the result? It should be 3.333, right? And it is correct also. So now if I want to get only the quotient and not this remainder part, I mean I don't want this fractional part, I want only the decimal part, Python allows us an option to do that also. We can just, instead of putting a single backslash, we can do double backslash and then followed by the digit. That would give us the decimal part only. We will not get fractional part. That's something cool, really. So power and exponent coming, we can also do power operations and exponential operations in Python. Python provides the built-in operator which many languages does not provide us. So if we want to perform 2 and then 2 to the power 5, that is 32, right? So we can just provide double star, which is equivalent to our caret or the power operation. So if I run this shell using control enter, you can see we have 32 here as the output. So that's how we do exponential operations in Python. Now coming back to the last type of operation that we have here is modulo or remainder operation. We discussed about a operation double slash, right, where we get this quotient, right? 10 and double slash 3 gives us the quotient, but there is another system to get the remainder only. In this case we will get 1. So when you use the percentage operator here, you will get the remainder of an operation. Here 10 modulo 3 gives us 1, and if an operation does not have any remainder, it will give us 0. So if I do 4 modulo 2, then we will get 0. So this is really cool. It will be helpful in designing logics when we go to the next sections. Also there is a catch. If I write 0.1 minus, suppose 1.1 minus 0.1, what happens? It's 1.0, right? But what if we do something like 23.6 minus 13.6? It gives me some weird answer. This is not what we expected. This is because this floating point representation by default in Python is converted from decimal to binary, and this binary representation is not accurate, and that's why we get this weird output. Now there is way which we'll see in later episodes that we can avoid such mistakes, and we can import modules which will help us get the accurate results. But what happens is, basically, if you see how we can represent 0.1 in binary is, if we multiply 0.1 by 2 and then we get 0.20, we have a carry of 0.20, and this binary is 0.0. So we do these until we get 0 in the decimal, after the decimal part, I mean the floating part. So but you can see here after 0.20 we get 0.40, 0.80 and 1.60, and then we take this 0.60 and multiply it by 2, again we get 1.20, and then we take this floating part and multiply it with 2 and we get again 0.40, which is repetitive in nature. I mean you will never get the exact binary representation. That's why we get this error. This is not a huge issue as of now. We will see how to tackle that on our later sessions. Now there is a important thing. So we have not covered variable yet, but we will cover that later. Now Python has a magical underscore variable that stores the last printed thing on the shell. Now here 10.0 0 0 0 and many zeros, after that we get 2, this value is printed. This is not stored into some variables or something like that, but Python by default stores that value to underscore variable. Now if I want to print that, we will come to how we can print variables on Python in our next session. Now just for your understanding, I'm making you notice that the underscore variable actually stores whatever is printed on the terminal. So if I run that, you can see this is being run. Now if I say suppose 2 into 3, if I run that, now it's 6. Now if in the next cell I print underscore variable, then it will print the last terminal output into this, store that variable into the underscore variable, store that output into the underscore variable. So this is how the underscore variable works. Now if you reassign it to some value, if underscore is equal to 5, then it will not work in the same way. Suppose if I'm using this underscore is equal to 3, and then in the next cell I am running 2 into 3, that's 6, and in the next cell I am printing underscore. In that way underscore will print 3 only, because it has been reassigned and it will not show 6. So that's it for today. I think we will discuss these things in greater depth in the coming sessions. If you have any questions or any improvement suggestions, please make sure you do comment in the comment section, and please do like, share and subscribe our video. Thank you.